Hey guys, happy weekend to you and welcome to this brand new webisode of Political Peaks. It feels great to be back with you after my short time away, and we have some pretty big stories to get to today. We'll be learning more about the newest developments in the race for City Council right here in Park City, as well as some big news out of the Salt Lake Valley concerning the Utah gubernatorial election. I'll also fill you in on an upcoming event here in Park City where you can learn to be a more effective constituent right from the state legislators that we put into office. Let's get right into it. The results from the City Council general election are in. Leading the pack of six is incumbent Nan Worrell, who received 1,090 votes. Next is fellow incumbent Becca Gerber with 1,047 votes, followed by Max Doylney with 620 votes, Ed Parisian with 460, and Deanna Rhodes with 420. Political newcomer Daniel Lewis barely squeezed out Chadwick Fairbanks with 2 votes, receiving a total of 193. Because of the very slim margin separating the two, the Fairbanks campaign requested a vote recount late last week, which wrapped up on Tuesday morning with City Council officially confirming the recount numbers, declaring Daniel Lewis victorious. I spoke with Lewis right after the City Council meeting to get his take on the situation.
So on election day, I had 165 votes, and my other candidate had 167 votes. Now, that was such a close margin that sent us into the 2-week canvass of going over the 220 ballots that were still out there waiting to be counted. And then once all those came in, it was a 2-vote margin again. And I had 193 votes, and the other candidate had 191 votes. With that 2-vote margin within his legal right, he requested a recount. And today was official with City Council approving the canvass that was brought forth on Saturday by a recount. So the recount was held in Colville at the county clerk's office, and it was official that the 193 vote and 191 vote were the exact same from the 2-week canvass from the city recorder and the county clerk himself. This is really, really special that Park City has spoken by only 2 votes. And moving forward, I cannot express my gratitude of everybody in Park City for voting for myself, and everybody out there thinking of voting, thinking of getting registered to vote. Your vote matters more than ever in politics now. Please get out and vote for whoever you would want, and please register. I'm just going to keep going door to door, taking out people's trash cans, talking to people at all the wonderful events that I'm so grateful to organize here in Park City, mainly all the fun music events. But please, if you see me on the street, talk to me, because that's what I really am going for, is getting what the people of Park City want, and now understanding from the ground level up, moving forward, what we can change.
Assistant City Manager Matt Dias stated that the recount was very successful and should give Park City voters more confidence in the system, as the recount came back with exactly the same numbers as the original. Let's hear more from him now.
Is that the fact that the recount came to a T, the exact same number of voters for every single candidate than was previously counted, I can only imagine should give reassurance to all the voters out there that their votes were counted, the highest level of integrity. And it was good to have Chadwick there firsthand, so he was able to see the way the voting machines worked, the tallies, if there's any kind of a dispute about the accuracy or the validity of a certain number of votes or a certain ballot. He was there in person to see that, and I hope it gave him greater confidence in our system.
Dias also expressed his satisfaction with how smoothly the vote-by-mail process went.
And I think one of the greatest things is our vote-by-mail system has been tremendously successful. We had a 30 to 35% voter turnout in our primary, which is pretty high for a primary in a year that doesn't include a presidential election or anything like that. And then, the last general election with our vote by mail, we had almost an 83% turnout, which is extraordinary. I'm someone who has lived in other places where turnout can sometimes be 25 to 40%, even for a presidential election. So to think that Park City voters, if 8 out of 10 people are voting in Park City, that's a great number of turnout. We're really proud of that.
Be sure to keep your eyes out for the general election ballots, which should be mailed out in about 3 weeks. For more information on this year's City Council elections, you can head to parkcity.org or to summitcounty.org. Now time for 2 quick politics news stories from around the state this week. First, Governor Gary Herbert answered the question that many political pundits here in Utah have been asking themselves for months. Who will he support in next year's gubernatorial race? Well, on Wednesday, the governor cut a $50,000 check to his political protege, Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox, for his 2020 gubernatorial campaign. Cox is the only candidate in the field so far, but Provo businessman Jeff Birmingham and former Speaker Greg Hughes are expected to throw their names in the hat as well. On to our next story. Coming up on Tuesday the 12th, you'll have an opportunity to meet several Utah state legislators right over at the Park City Library. Starting at 6 p.m., you'll have the chance to ask any policy-related questions and get insider tips on how to become a more effective constituent. The event, called Engagement Matters, is organized by Action Utah and is free and open to the public. If you want to attend, register by heading over to Action Utah's website and click on the events page. That's it for us today here on Political Peaks. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and as always, be sure to follow us on all of our social media at Park City TV and check out the newly redesigned parkcity.tv. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next Sunday.